Anton really send a check in real life? In real life. In real life, Anton really send wires. How many of your people pour into you? They say they love you so much. Y'all rock with all of these people that y'all love. And they say they blackety black and they whiter than white and all of this stuff and black community and all of this stuff. How many of your people is actually sending wires out of their own bank account in order to make sure that y'all taken care of? I'm curious. You know the thing about it, y'all? I'm going to just say that it's always better on this side. It's always better when you have options. And a lot of people don't even realize that they don't have the options that they think they do. I mean, when you have to finance stuff, I was looking at this thing where it was saying that this new company, I think it was called Zilch. I'm not even doing a report on them today, but it's this new company called Zilch where they already got like a $1 or $2 billion valuation because it's like a buy now, pay later type of thing. But the thing about it is just that I don't know, man. I remember being poor. I'm going to tell y'all a story really quickly. This is spirit of moment. I don't know if I've ever told this story, Rita, about when my family had got money. Have I ever told that story? I don't think I've ever told him this story. I got a lot of stories. I don't know which ones I've told him. I'm going to tell y'all a story. Because listen, a lot of people don't realize that they're poor. This is real talk. A lot of people, because they've lived their life in this box or this proximity to other poor people, they don't realize they're poor. Even today in 2021, when we got all of the social media and you're looking at all of the rappers online or whatever, a lot of people don't realize that they're poor. Shout out to Sir. I appreciate you. Oh, we gonna get into that. We definitely gonna get into the CEO blaming the victims' families. We gonna get into that. And that's gonna be a little bit controversial. But a lot of people don't realize they poor. And what happens is you've been in the hood for so long, or you've been in your city for so long, or you've just been surrounded by family members for so long that's been living in squalor, or you think that, subjecting yourself to a certain type of lifestyle, or you finally get to do something that's outside of the norm and you think that that's exciting when in reality that's other people's norm. I mean, just up and jumping a flight and going somewhere and not even thinking twice about it. I mean, seriously, like we've done whole recordings on how we just jumped a private flight and went here and went there or whatever, so on and so forth, and just completely changed the weather. Last year when we decided that we wanted to live in Florida for 3 to 4 months, that was literally spirit of moment. That was not planned. That was like chilling, having a conversation. A lot of people have no idea what the other side of life is. And I'm not talking about the luxury items, y'all. Y'all gotta try to stick with me. I'm talking about options. When you don't have to plan for things, that you plan for things, but you don't have to. That's living. Right? When I was having a conversation with y'all yesterday and I was talking about the possibility of going back into the office and hybrid working and all of that, and I was like, I don't think that I'll be able to do it. Right? The bag is huge and it's incentivized for me to go and stay for a certain amount of time. But when you don't have to do certain things, that's a life of luxury. It's not about the robes, right? The robes make me feel good or whatever like that. But the option to be able to have as many as I want without it affecting anything whatsoever, without it even being a blip on my radar, without it making any kind of dent in my budget, is luxury living. A lot of people don't realize what life is really like on the other side, and they continue to do it their way. It reminds me of the conversations that I was having with the girls on the Lapeef Network, where they was trying to convince me about what it was like to be successfully married, but none of them were successfully married. It's weird. Because they're so used to living this life of squalor. And when I say squalor, I'm speaking figuratively about the relationships that they continue to be in, which they don't get a ring. They might get a promise ring. They might get a verbal commitment, but it doesn't necessarily translate into marriage. And even if a lot of these people do get married, they don't know what it means to be successfully married, but they continue to argue with people that are successfully married and can give them the blueprint, but they have no idea whatsoever what it's like on the other side of that fence. And so they've never truly experienced this level of bliss. They don't know what it's like to look forward to coming home at night. You know, I know a lot of guys that are in relationships, that are married, that are single, and they hate going home at night. All of them. Some of them can't stand to be alone. Some of them can't stand to be with somebody, and they certainly can't stand the person that they sleep next to every night. So they don't know what it's like to be on the other side of that fence where your home is your refuge, where the person that you lay next to is the person that you look forward to getting home to. And that's the reason why you drive so hard throughout the day, because you appreciate them and you love them. A lot of people have no idea what it's like to be on the other side of success, on the other side of luxury. A lot of y'all don't even have any kind of savings, retirement, money put up. You living for now when you have no idea what you're going to do when you turn 59. Your body is slowly breaking down every single day. If something was to happen to your man today, you wouldn't know what to do, and you would hope that another man can come and save you because you have nothing put up for tomorrow. And it's unfortunate, because I need every aspect of your life. If you're a person that tune into me every day, I need every aspect of your life to be covered. I want you to have life insurance. I want you to get to the bag. I want you to live a life of luxury. I want you to have options, and I want you to be focused and intentional. If the only thing that you do every single day is look for how you can go and have fun, and you have nothing put up for tomorrow, if your kid's college fund is not funded and they're going to have to take out student loans, but yet and still you out here doing flight to flight, living check to check, if you can't live for the next year without a job and still be successful without having to make any kind of budget restrictions or cuts or anything like that, you are not living in a life of luxury. You are living the way that you were taught to live according to your parents and your grandparents who did it all wrong. We're supposed to be better versions of them. We're not supposed to go backwards. This is real talk. This is just real talk, y'all. Look, let me tell you something. When I was coming up, my family ran into some money, right? And when I'm saying money, I'm talking about M's, millions. Not my direct family, not my mother, not my father, but my family ran into some money. Do you know that we never moved out the hood? Now, I was young, like a baby. Like I was very, very young. But I grew up, and we had money long enough for me to actually remember and seeing certain things happen. I mean, every person, and I got a huge family, every person in my family had freaking huge gold ropes and jewelry on. My grandmother was riding around in a brand new baby blue Rolls Royce with the white top, drop top, the only one in Michigan. Do you know that with all the money that we had and all the money that we spent and the ways in which we lived and all of the ways in which we never really invested as a family, that all that money was spent before I even turned 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, that we was still living in the hood, that we did the same thing that these rappers were doing, which was one of the life-defining lessons that I had no control over it, but it was one of the life-defining lessons that forced me to start rethinking how we go about doing things. We go about doing things. Do you know that I never had a... Listen, there was several times that my family came into money. Even when money was put up for other people and it was allocated to all of the other kids and stuff like that, do you know that they forgot about me? I was the only one that was forgotten about. This is facts. True story. I won't lie to you. I was the only one of all of the grandkids and all of the great-great-grandkids and all of the kids and all of the uncles and aunties and everything. I was the only one that they didn't put up money for. The only one. Every single one of them fumbled the bag. Every single one of them fumbled the bag. You know what I realized? And I didn't even complain. I didn't even go and say, hey, what about me? I was quiet. I actually went and talked to my grandmother probably about 4 months ago, and I was over her house and I was having a good time. And she was like, yeah, remember when we had this and we had all of that? And I said, yeah, do you know I never got nothing? She was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. How did that happen? That cannot be possible, Anton. Not you. You are my favorite. There's no way that we forgot you. No way that we forgot you. And I started laughing. She started apologizing, and I know it was just the oversight. She started apologizing, but it was nothing for her to apologize for. And I said, Grams, it's cool. Don't even trip. I said, that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. She said, why? I said, because I'm the richest person in our family. It was actually a blessing. It was a blessing that I did not get any. It was a blessing that I never had to trust. It was a blessing that I grew up in the hood still. It was a blessing to see everybody around me fumble the bag. They blew it. They blew every single dime that they can get their hands on. And before I even turned double digits in years old, we was right in the same space as everybody around us. Everybody else in the hood, we was still in the same space. It was the best thing that ever happened to me in my entire life. Now, I learned the lesson and I applied it. So whereas everybody else is still feeling entitled, everybody else still feel like life owed them something, I'm dedicated to winning by any means possible, and I will never go back broke. I will never know what it feels like to be poor again. I will never, ever, ever, because I learned the lessons from the people that was around me very early in life. This is the truth. I didn't have a ride to school. When we went to school from seventh grade all the way up until the day that I graduated, I never got one ride to school. You know what I had to do? I had to walk every single day. And then when I had to catch the bus downtown, when I went to school downtown, when I went to high school, I had to make sure that I found my own bus routes. If a bus route was off or it was missed and I had to find an alternative, I had to figure it out for myself. This is the reason why I say that boys and men, I bought my own car. My dad was like, yo, Anton, you want me to help you? I said, no, but what you can do is you can help me find it and I'll pay for it myself. I always did it on my own. I always went and got it on my own because I never worried about what anybody else was doing. I was always focused on whatever it was that I needed to take care of. This is facts. This is the truth. I'm never looking for help. I'm looking to be the person that help other people. Where are my people in here? Let me see something real quick. Let me go back through these super chats really quickly. Tasha. What's up, Tasha? Hey, Tasha, you get that wire this morning? Let me know if you got that wire this morning. Alaquandria said, that's why it's better to speak what you know instead of assumptions. I love being married. You and Rita are the blueprint for success in marriage. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for holding me down. I appreciate you. Hey, Tasha, let me know if you got that wire. It may come through on Friday, business days. I know tomorrow is a banking holiday tomorrow is a banking holiday here in the U.S. It's Veterans Day. Y'all don't believe me. I love my people. I pour into my people. Where is this at? Let me see. Men need to go through things. Men need to go through things. They don't be believing me that I be pouring into my people. You know, and Anton love the receipts. Anton love the receipts. Best thing that ever happened to me. God looked out for me. It's not a mistake that I did not get that money. It's not a mistake that I didn't have no money put up for me. It's not a mistake. Jazz will tell you. Jazz will tell you. Shout out to Sly White. We'll be in touch. Thanks for all you do. Funding businesses. Wires. That one was for you, Tosh. Let me make sure I'm not giving away too much information. Yeah, that's cool. Anton really send a check. When people pitch their businesses to me, Anton really send a check in real life. In real life. In real life. Anton really send wires. How many of your people pour into you? They say they love you so much. They say they blackety black. Shout out to Uncle Stu. He says, I'm here. I do not need money from you, but I need 1 hour of coaching. Shout out to all my vets in the house. I got you, Unc. Is it tough saying no to No, it ain't tough. It ain't tough. Not at all. I'll say no in a minute. I don't believe in handouts. If you want to rock with me, then you're going to have to be aligned with me as a part of my tribe. And then along with that, you got to have the right idea. How many of your heroes is pouring into you? I'm just curious. Jasmine was there. It's all facts in real life. Jasmine was there. How many of your heroes pouring? Listen, y'all rock with all of these people that y'all love. And they say they blackety black and they whiter than white and all of this stuff and black community and all of this stuff. How many of your people is actually sending wires out of their own bank account in order to make sure that y'all taken care of? I'm curious. Listen, the people that y'all love on these platforms on YouTube, and I'm going to just say it. Can we get it real before we really get into the show? The people that y'all say y'all love on these platforms, you don't even know their real name. Half of these people is under characters. You don't even know their real name. Tell them to give you their first and last name at the very least. They ain't never poured into you. They won't cam up. You don't know their real name. You don't know where they live at. You don't know where they from. You don't know what their wife look like. You don't even know the fact that they married. Some of these people is married. You don't know their kids. How much money, how many business ideas have you been able to pitch them? How much have they poured into you? How many communities have they looked out for? Please, I'm curious. Just help me to understand. Because all of these people, right? I sit here and I say, the culture is trash. But then I say, well, let me do something to fix it by empowering the people that rock with me in order to be able to pay it forward. How many of your heroes is looking out for you? I'm curious. Somebody name one. I'm curious. What, you joining a Patreon so they can talk about some more gossip? How many of your people actually cam up when they sick, pour into you, help fund your businesses, teach you their ways, give you their real life story? How many of them do you even know their real name? I'm curious. Ain't none of these people ever did shit for you. None of them. Not one. Nobody has done anything for you. I'm the closest thing that you're going to get. I'm the best there is. As I grow, I take you with me. We all on this journey together. We put on our pants one leg at a time, so on and so forth. But I'm the closest you're going to get to a real life person that's a reflection of the thing that they actually advocate for. I talk it, I live it in real life. I'm amazed. I ain't going to go no further than that right now.